22 people have lost their lives, over 300 injured. The number rapidly growing by the hour. Hello and welcome. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. This is 5 Live. We've been tracking from the past 48 hours the very volatile situation that is unfolding in Nepal. It started by some social media companies and their apps, etc. being banned. But now, as it turns out, as we are in day 2 of these protests, that the situation is much deeper. The escalation of events goes much deeper as well. What exactly unfolded these protests that has now led to not just the resignation of the Prime Minister, his residence set on fire, the parliament there set on fire as well? What exactly happened in Nepal? Is this an uprising of sorts that's undertaking in Nepal as we speak? Is this the time when Nepal comes in its own and demands a new governance as well? What next? All these very critical questions we'll take a look at on the program today. But let's first quickly tell you what exactly is the situation as we speak. Now, amid the intensifying protests, the Nepal Parliament building has been burned down and destroyed. Visuals here show that Parliament building was set ablaze by protesters. Also, some drone footage has come out in the past 24 hours that shows the smoke rising from Kathmandu skies as unrest continues. Let's move on to that one as well. That's the drone picture that shows you smoke that is rising in from the Nepal capital from multiple locations, not just one. Let's move on to the next one, where it talks about tensions escalating as Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's private residence in Balkot has been set on fire by the protesters. We have somebody who was right there when it happened, and he'll join us on the program. Let's move on to the next one. Vandalism by protesters at Supreme Court as well, at the Attorney General's office. That has been caught on camera as well. So multiple outfits, it's not just the political class, it's the judiciary as well, and now some reports coming in of some media houses being burned down as well. The next one, let's take you to that. As an outcome of everything that has happened in the past 48 hours, KP Sharma Oli, the Prime Minister, has resigned, and post that, what you see on your screen right now is a celebratory march that is being held in the capital of Kathmandu. All right, so those are the big 5 takeaways at the moment. Let's cut across to give you some live visuals as well. Like we said, it started, why? It started because the news that first came in was that 26 social media platforms have been banned in Nepal. They've been taken off on everybody's phone. So we thought it was a Gen Z protest, a Gen Z coming out to say, don't take away our right to just be on social media platforms. Very quickly, what became very clear was the fact that it was not Gen Z alone. There has been an undercurrent of unrest. There has also been an undercurrent of revolt that was brimming in and boiling the blood of Nepalese, questioning governance, questioning corruption, questioning joblessness as well. All of that came together, and the tipping point there became social media apps actually getting banned. The result of that, violent protests, one that have taken away 22 lives and left over 350 people injured. The number, like I said, escalating. The worrying part at the moment is that despite the resignation of the Prime Minister, which was the primary demand, remember, it all started yesterday. If I could recap for you, the Home Minister first resigned, then the Prime Minister today afternoon around 3 o'clock resigned as well. But even then, the protest did not stop. It had gone so wild, without a leader, without a face guiding them, that it spread across cities, across not just politicians, but spread to judiciary, to media houses as well. So that's what you have at the moment. Nepal is burning, it's on a boil, and they are not done just yet. What will it take to bring back this country, some form of order into this country? Now, very interesting conversations have been happening. What you see, let's also cut across to the Hilton Hotel in Kathmandu, which has been set on fire. The house and the car of Prakashman Singh, who was the Deputy Prime Minister of Oli government, set on fire as well. Nepal protesters are, as we speak, holding a victory rally at the moment. They feel they have won, but perhaps the message has not gone all across that country, because other parts of the country remain to be under unrest. That's the visual on your screen. That's the Hilton Hotel in Kathmandu, which has been set on fire. Now, why? Why are people really doing this? What we figured out so far is that people are angry when this entire Nepo Kid hashtag actually took over. And maybe we can move on to that part of the story while we wait for our reporters to actually come in. What actually caused it? You see that on your screen? These are kids in school uniform. These are parents who all came out in protest. All of them very upset with the way governance was done in Nepal. And why it all started? With the hashtag Nepo Kids. Now, what exactly is Nepo Kids? Nepo Kids initially done as a satire on the political class of Nepal, who seem to be going out, enjoying all the luxuries, but back home, situation remained grim. We'll get into that Nepo Kids hashtag in just a bit, but let me cut across now to Amit Bharadwaj, who's joining us live from Kathmandu. Amit, thank you so much for being here. I firstly just want to find out if you're okay. Give us your location and tell us what exactly is the sentiment on ground as we speak.
Volatile. Sonal, it's volatile. I don't know for a word which can explain it better than what I see right now on the streets of Kathmandu right now. That's the Singh Darbar. The fume, the smoke that you see coming out, that's Singh Darbar, the area where the government of Nepal was located. It has been taken over by the protesters, and the jubilant now on the streets of Nepal, celebrating on their motorbikes, taking out victory marches on the Putli Sadak, which essentially took you to the power corridors of Nepal, and that has been now completely taken over by these protesters. For our viewers' understanding, we'll continuously keep on getting you the sense of things on the ground. That's a traffic post which has been tumbled down. There was an attempt to set it on fire. Obviously, it's made of iron and steel. The fire didn't go on for long. There's another police barricade which has been tumbled down. Again, an attempt to set it on fire. On the other side as well, there's another. We can continuously hear, blast sounds coming from Singh Darbar area. So I would say in the last 10 minutes, this is, I think, third or fourth blast sound which I have heard, and we do not know as to what's happening on the other side, but clearly we have been told not to move further towards that area as things are pretty unpredictable at this point in time. These are the young
Amit, hold on. When you say blast sounds, elaborate on that a little bit. What do you mean blast sounds? Because as we understand, victory rally has been taken out, so the protesters know that the Oli government has fallen. He has given in his resignation. What are the protests still about?
The blast that I'm hearing is coming from the Singh Darbar area. That could be the case of, maybe the gas cylinders or something put inside the complex, which are now, because of the fire, blasting on their own or something else. We do not know what exactly is happening on that particular area. The smoke has engulfed the entire stretch around Singh Darbar right now. As far as the protest is concerned, what we see is the protesters say that their intent is that there should be complete political transformation in the state of Nepal, and they are saying that all the political class, be it the party in power, that is the Communist Marxist-Leninist group, or the Nepali Congress, or those in the opposition, for that matter, Prachand, who is the former Prime Minister of Nepal. All of them at certain point in time have formed government with each other, and that is why they want the complete ouster of the government and the political class, number one. Number two, the parliament must be dissolved. That's the strongest sentiment at this point in time, as we watch out for what's happening around me as well, because we do not know how things are going to unfold from here on. But what these protesters want and are demanding is that the parliament has to be dissolved. The political class will have to give in to the Gen Zs or the younger group, the youth of the country, and they have hopes from leaders such as Balendra Shah, who is an independent political leader.
There's another breaking news coming in. Just stay on with us. More resignations is coming, and wow, this is the Nepal president, Ram Chandra, who has also resigned now. Nepal, as we speak, has no president and no prime minister, both of whom have resigned. Now, what we are looking at, Amit, over here is an absolute takeover by the people. They have not just taken over the streets of Nepal, they have taken over the political leadership across the spectrum. So now, who is, just help me understand this, who's running the show? When the Prime Minister and President both have resigned, who's running the show?
Literally nobody. At this point in time, no one. It's the Gen Z crowd of Nepal, which thinks they are in power, in control, but I think their sense will prevail by tomorrow morning, and then the army will kick in, and along with that, leaders such as Balendra Shah or Balin Shah, who is popularly known in Kathmandu, will be speaking to these Gen Z crowd who are roaming on the streets of Kathmandu right now. And they are in a mode of celebration, but possibly by the end of the day, as the night chips in, there could be a better sense that will prevail, because even Balendra Shah has said that there's no point to damage the property here on, because it's your own tax money which is going to fire, which is being set ablaze. So I believe, and we can hope that better sense will prevail. But the crowd have equal kind of participation from men and women, from boys and girls, and that too I've seen through the day, Sonal. When I was standing in front of the parliament this morning, what I could see was that a class 10 student was protesting there, and right next to him was somebody in his 20s who lost his younger brother yesterday, and even then he was in front of the parliament. You could see how the smoke is still coming out of the Singh Darbar area, which means that it's far from over, but the victory marches continue. Sonal.
All right, Amit, stay on with us. Pankaj Das is also joining us. Pankaj, take us through. All right. Okay, we'll try and connect that line. We have 4 reporters in Nepal tracking exactly minute-to-minute update for you. But because of signals, etc., what's happening is that we are losing out connection with our reporters as well, and also keeping sure that they are safe. There seems to be, because this is a crowd that has gone wild. This is a crowd that does not know where to stop. This is a crowd which has had its way, and even in way of victory continues to destroy buildings, government offices, judiciary, political party, media houses, anything that comes in their way. So we don't know what next is going to happen, but let's quickly bring in Prashant. We've got a protester from Kathmandu actually joining us. Prashamsa, I'm told, is her name. Hi there. Please tell us where you are right now. What's your location? What exactly is happening? And I firstly want to understand this. You guys have had your way, right? You wanted the ouster of the government. The Prime Minister is gone. The President is gone. His practical entire cabinet is gone, including some of the ministers who are injured. What next? To what end will the protesters take this?
Okay, hi. I am in Swayambhu right now. I just came from the protest where people were, they're gathering, protesting against whatever is happening. So, to answer to your question, what next? We are figuring the way out. We don't want this. We don't want the control of the country to go to military. We don't want the control of the country to go to some old politicians who have already exercised this power and abused this power. Our main intention is to bring new pieces forward, and our main intention is to bring people who think for the country forward. Yes.
So what does that mean, Prashamsa? Help me understand this. Who is in charge? We don't know at the moment because the president has handed his resignation, so has the prime minister. From what I'm understanding, there is no one leader or one face around whom the young in the restless in Nepal have actually rallied themselves. So who is it that you really want to see in power now, or is there ambiguity over that? And we don't know.
Okay, so it's really not clear among us as well about who we want to see in the power, because there are a lot of people that we have in mind. There are a lot of people who are very selflessly doing for the country, but then to give the exact answer about who we want there to lead the country, it's really not clear, because it's not just me, it's the whole nation, whole Gen Z of the Nepal that is protesting against the corruption. So we really don't know. We are yet to figure it out.
Prashamsa, can
So
you tell me one thing? When was the first time you heard about the protest? What made you join the protest?
the first time I heard about the protest was on TikTok. It was right after the social media ban. People were already so frustrated with the corruption and everything that was going on, and with everything, with the protests that were happening in Indonesia and Philippines, we got to see the rise in Indonesia and Philippines. So we thought, why not in Nepal? Because we are going through the same pain. We every been going through. So why not in Nepal? And that's when we started the trend of corrupt talk in TikTok, especially in TikTok. And when that media, all the crowd, they just had access to TikTok. So we all went on TikTok and we saw the trend happening left, and then yeah, all of this happening, and with us, being able to see where our taxes money, how how rampantly they were wasting our money, taxes money, and how corrupt the government was, we were very frustrated. So it was
Okay,
us right.
Prashamsa, I also know that before TikTok, there was this Nepo Kids hashtag that was going around.
Yes,
That
yes,
was a
yes,
big conversation. Now,
yes.
rumor has it that it is to stop that conversation that the ban was put into place in the first place, right? Is there any truth to that? And when you say, I also saw Nepo Kids being retweeted by people who want monarchy back in Nepal, is that something that the young sort of relate to?
No, we as younger generation, we don't relate to any monarch intention. We don't relate to that. We have disowned that principle, of monarchy. Yes, the corrupt talk, yes, the Nepo Kid, hashtag Nepo Kid was trending on TikTok, and it was trending on Insta as well. And uh, somehow we exactly don't know why the social media was banned, but we can kind of connect the dots, because as soon as the hashtag Nepo Kids was trending, suddenly all the social medias were banned. So we kind of can connect the dot, but it has not been confirmed by the government itself.
Okay. My last question then really, what I'm looking on screen right now looks like a horrid picture. People are burning properties. They've not spared hospitals, parliament, judiciary, media houses, nothing. This is a crowd that has gone wild. This is a crowd that does not know where to stop. A lot of violence here also needs to be condemned, don't you think?
Yes, 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 I do think so. While we protested against the corruption, while we, succeeded in that, there is also the feeling of sadness that we feel in some portion. We fail to control the crowd. I feel like some kind of infiltration has happened, because this is not us. This was not what we intended. This was not what we went there for. It is personal view. Okay, it is purely personal view that we saw some kind of infiltration in between, because vandalism and targeting the parliament courts, that is not what we intended. That was not at all our intention. That is not why we started the protest.
Thank you so much for joining us there, Prashamsa there. And we're talking about vandalism. Let's bring you some more news that has come in now. More breaking news coming in. Updates from Nepal as it continues to boil. This is the former Nepal PM. Jhalanath's residence has been now set on fire. His wife said to be critically injured. The protesters set fire to the house while the former PM's wife was still inside. She has sustained severe burn injuries and has been rushed to the Kirtipur Burn Hospital. Now, situation is getting grim by the hour, and what you see now is a worrying trend, because this is a crowd, this is violence, blatant violence, and now we are looking at injuries on the other side. Injuries to politicians and burn injuries to their families. The situation really seems to be getting out of control here completely in Nepal. Ashish Srivastav now joins us live from Kathmandu. Ashish, just take us through where you are exactly at the moment. The sense we are picking up here is that despite the resignations of the President of the Prime Minister, दोनों की रेजिग्नेशन के बावजूद प्रोटेस्ट बंद नहीं हो रहे हैं.
Yes, I am standing here in Nepal's Lumbini state, and you can see and understand this visual. There's a municipal corporation office which has been set on fire by protesters here, and you can understand the situation. The protesters are here and they are just protesting against and against the nepotism. This is what the situation is there. This is the here I am standing, and you can understand that people and the protesters are here and then continue shouting and just smoking against to these comments, and that's why this was the reason that people and protesters are there, and they continue talking about the situation which has occurred here in the Nepal's Lumbini district, and where this municipal corporation office which has totally vandalized and set on fire, and this visual could be seen through this exclusively. We can through this visual, even we can understand people protesters are still waiting then when this rain will go down, and that's why they can start against this process. But this time, where the visual could be seen, that is the municipal corporation office of VP of Lumbini's state of VP Chalk, and where the protester has set on fire all those areas which was protesting in this time. So the situation is very different here, and protesters still are shouting and they're struggling against the government, and now it's a raining time, and the people are still here and they are just waiting because they the situation. The people on Monday morning they were protesting here, and they were just talking about that the government should be resigned, and हमारा जो भी समझ गए हम नेपाल से the PM has resigned, and even after this protest is going on here, and the protesters are not going to back their house, and they are just still here and they're waiting there and don't know what they want exactly, because this time the municipal corporation office, which I just want to show you, which is in a Lumbini state, and where I'm standing on VP Talk. This kind of condition and the situation has occurred here, and that's over to you.
All right, that was Ashish giving us some live update over there. So let's just take a pause here. We've seen a lot of visuals, we've seen a lot of updates also come in the past half an hour to an hour. Let's quickly sort of go back and get a bird's eye view. Just at the moment as we speak, nobody seems to be in charge of what's happening in Nepal. There is no intervention taking place. In fact, the crowd has gone from just doing a victory parade to going out and burning even more. This crowd, this very angry, agitated crowd, perhaps for all the right reasons that they have behind them, does not know where to stop. And the vandalism, the burning, the injuries, and now some casualties also could be underway because of these protests, not from the police, but from what the protesters are doing, setting houses of ministers with their families still inside on fire. Now, the situation is extremely tense, and we'll try and get you more updates into who is in charge. We don't know, but we'll try and get more updates on that. Meanwhile, let's also cut across to former Miss Nepal. Sarisha Shrestha is her name. She joins us now live from one of the protest sites. Srishta, thank you so much for being with us. I quickly want to first understand from you, where are you at the moment and what do you see around you?
So I'm in the Baneshwar area right now, midway between Baneshwar and Maitigor. And right now, all the administrative buildings, the government buildings, they are on fire, especially the parliament building, Singadarbar, they're on fire.
Okay, so we'll try and put that full frame as well for you to see the location where she's at, and she can actually show you where she is and what exactly is happening. Request our producers to do that. But take us through what exactly is happening. Who are these people protesting? We keep going back to the hashtag of Nepo Kids, who are very angry about the way the government was being run and only power, influence and luxuries in the hands of the few. This is people reclaiming that. Is that correct to understand?
I don't think this is a fight about monarchy or anything. This is rather a fight against corrupted system. We want directly elected PM and an interim government. That is the actual want from our country. It is an anti-corruption movement without any other vested interest towards monarchy, any other inclination towards monarchy. Yeah, it might have started from the social media ban, but that was not the major issue. It was rather the corruption that has been going on, and people are frustrated with it. The last straw was the social media ban, where people felt their voices were oppressed, and that was the reason.
All right, appreciate you doing that with us at the moment. And you're right when you say that this is not about the social media ban at all. But what will it take for situations to calm down now? As you know, the Prime Minister has resigned, the President has resigned. And has that information not reached the protesters? Or why this furthering and sort of escalation of vandalism that's taking place?
Well, I really hope that people do. I really hope that the Nepal army or the metropolitan will come and take some action in regards to the chaos that's happening right now. Because I think people are still in rage, and the momentum is still being, it's still going on because of that rage. But I highly condemn violence or any sort of vandalism. I do not support that. I'm somewhat out of the protest area already right now, but there are still people in the streets. Some are rejoicing, some are vandalizing, because of course it is also coming from the systemic oppression going on for years, and people are just venting out their frustration at this point. But because this is supposed to be a youth-led movement, a faceless, leaderless movement, I'm really hopeful that today's movement will be successful, and the success is not determined just by the resignation of the PM, but rather it is determined by what outcome this will bring in the nation, for the development of the nation, and what are the steps that are going to happen next. And our demands have been very clear. We want a directly elected PM and an interim government.
It's a faceless, leaderless movement, you are saying, and you don't know when this will actually end. Well, that's a worrying sign. But, you know, you have such a powerful platform. You've traveled the world with your pageants. You have influence. What exactly do you want to say to people if they're watching any of this right now?
Well, I believe that yesterday I had made a video which went pretty viral in regards to the international calling out, because there was a severe violation of international human rights. And now, though our protest from the innocent 18 and more lives that flowed across the country, it's still not been answered. Their souls can still not rest in peace until and unless the ones who who violated these international human rights of shooting children who are in their school uniforms, dressed in school uniforms, near children, even minors. I think they should be held accountable. Resignation is not enough for us.
I want to understand from you. You are Miss World, you are Miss Nepal, and you are there on the street. You are protesting as well. Tell us what prompted you to actually get there. What slogans did you raise, and what exactly is the end result of all of this?
The slogan that I held was very much clear to the protest. It aligned with the protest, which was simply about anti-corruption, stop corruption. That was the banner I was holding. That was the slogan I was going by, and I believe all of our youths, we also stood by that, who came with pure intent for the protest, because there's a lot of false international claims going on that it is regarding the social media ban, but it was not the social media ban. It is the corruption that people are so frustrated with over the years, and that was the whole motive behind it. My phone broke down because we have been here in the protest side for quite some time. There have been attacks made on us from the police side, and we are here running here and there. So it's because of that in that process. Yeah.
Miss Nepal, as we speak, is on the streets protesting. Her phone has broken down. And she says that she's been protesting for the past 2 days, will continue to do so till the time justice is achieved. But who's defining justice here? No one really knows. But take us through, who do you think is this one person who can unite Nepal today? A Nepal which is so broken right now, so agitated, so angry, and ready to destroy things. Is there one leader, one person who can unite Nepal today?
I think it's a pretty difficult question to ask right now, because there are a lot of youth leaders, a lot of youth activists that we look up to. I've also mentioned before, one of such is our Kathmandu Metropolitan Mayor Balan Shah, that a lot of youth are looking up to right now. But I would still want to keep myself neutral in that, and I just want to say that we need to have a directly elected PM, whoever the majority supports. And the youth, at least the youth should come up. It should not be the same corrupted faces all the time. Youths who have education, who have the diligence, who have the willingness to do for the betterment of the country, they should step up.
Saresha Shrestha there, Miss Nepal, very used to having makeup on her face, very used to be keeping very prim and proper, traveling the world. But today she's on the streets as well, asking and saying the same things that the youth of Nepal is actually asking for, demanding an end to a corrupt government. So thank you so much for joining us, and take care of yourself. As she was telling us that her phone also broke while there was a scuffle which happened with the police over there. But at the moment, there's no police on the streets. Clearly, at the moment, it's a complete takeover of the people of Nepal in various of their institutions, including the houses of ministers, including the parliament, including the Supreme Court, and including media houses as well. Let's get some more voices now. Joining us next is Rose Kendall. She's a social media influencer, economist, and activist over there. Hi, Rose. Thank you so much for your time. At the moment, when you see these visuals of your country burning on a boil, I wonder what the sentiment is. Is it one of relief that you've had your way, or is there one of worry that people don't know where this will go, where this will end?
There's definitely a sentiment of worry because watching the infrastructure break down, watching fire break down in different parts of Nepal is definitely a heartbreaking scenario, but it also gives us relief and a sign of hope because Gen Zs and young people came out on the streets yesterday as a peaceful protest against corruption, and our voices, although met with violence, was heard and ended up being heard by a lot. However, a lot of our requirements, a lot of what we have wanted from this protest have been given to us, yet we are waiting on other things such as an interim leader for our country. And the violence seems to be escalating, which is one of our biggest worries. We do not want this to happen. And so that particular thing is definitely worrisome.
What's worrisome to me, Rose, at the moment is the fact that nobody knows who is the interim government. Nobody knows who will bring in peace. Nobody knows where this will end. This is an uprising of sorts, if one can call it. This is uprising of the youth of Nepal. And you're right, there's hope in it. But clearly this level of vandalism will not take you anywhere.
Absolutely, you are right. This level of vandalism now, it definitely has to be stopped. We definitely need a leader to come out and put an end to all of this. Although it's hard because there's a lot of people on out on the street, so and we don't have a government right now, so it will be difficult to predict what's going to happen. This is also a first time in the history of Nepal, and nothing like this has happened before. So it definitely, this type of uprising and this potential of army taking over. This type of stuff hasn't happened in Nepal before, so it's definitely very difficult to predict what's going to happen next. I do support and believe that we need to have a directly elected prime minister, just like my friend Sarisha said here. I think we need to focus on that.
But how will that even happen? I want to go back a little bit, rewind a little bit, Rose, here, because very hard to predict what's going to happen next. But I want to get down to the genesis of how it all started. Can you go back in time and perhaps tell me the first post which was about this uprising that you saw? When was it? Whose handle was it from? I'm just trying to get a sense of who started this protest.
Absolutely. I remember seeing a comment regarding this on my videos when I posted it on TikTok. At first, I thought it was one of those bot comments. However, I started seeing public influencers also speak about it, and then I thought to myself, oh, this is actually legitimate. There was a source. However, it's very difficult to figure out what the exact source of this was. I do know there's an organization called Hami Nepal, and we have a leader, Mr. Gurung, who stood up fiercely for the peaceful protest, and it gathered traction because people connected over the sentiment of frustration of seeing, lack of capital expenditure being directed towards infrastructure and other development that we need, but seeing the kids of, the politicians living lavishly, and yet gaslighting us into believing that, that's their own money. But we have the proof. People have the proof. People have the receipts. So yeah, that's how it got traction.
Rose, could you repeat that name once for me? The first leader you saw this comment on and the organization? If you could just repeat that for me.
Yes, absolutely. The organization is called Hami Nepal. They have an Instagram page, and the leader of that, the peaceful protest, the group, is a social group. I believe his name is Sudan Gurung. So it's Mr. Sudan Gurung. You can definitely find his page on Instagram.
All right, we'll definitely look into that. But also, Rose, as we sort of take this conversation forward, I want to understand from you. Currently, it looks like there was a peaceful protest that was called upon, and then people just joined in and took over. And currently, that taking over, the boiling of anger has just gone wild to the degree that it's gone into a situation of self-harm. I'm just trying to understand what happens next. You're right, Nepal hasn't seen an uprising of this scale in its recent history.
Absolutely. This level of uprising is definitely worrisome. And we had planned a peaceful protest, but we were infiltrated by different political parties, even yesterday, that triggered police and that led to violence. There are allegations of it being pre-planned. However, there needs to be a proper investigation on that. Today, yes, it has been infiltrated by many more people who were angry at the government, and they have been vandalizing different properties. And we need to make an end to this. I myself have been sharing different videos, stories, urging people to stop, doing this. And our mayor and other public leaders have also spoken about stopping this, the vandalism, and stopping using our excessive force. That's what we were protesting yesterday, and we're using excessive force today. We need to put an end to this. We would also really benefit from, more awareness and everyone that can help us right now.
All right, Rose, thank you so much for joining us, and stay safe and good luck. Good luck to the country, because we don't know where this is going to go, but we'll be tracking all the updates right here on India Today. Let's cut across to some more guests now. Darshan Pranjuli, he's an activist in Kathmandu. He joins us live now. Darshan, where are you exactly? What is happening? Why haven't people stopped with the vandalism despite having got everything that they wanted?
Yeah, because the situation is out of control and there is no leader. and everyone is calling out for Balen, but I think the Nepal army chief also, have established a statement calling like they would help in this transition of power. So there are, I mean, the Baneswar area, there are people in the streets roaming around with waving flags that we have won the war. But still, there is a lot of vandalism that's going on. They are targeting individuals and other people house as well. So the situation if is out of control, but I'm safe. I just 5 minutes ago I was just in front of Parliament's building. It's on fire. And I mean, everybody of you all know that what happened with all the leaders that were beaten like brutally. That was not supposed to be happen, I think, but it's a, I mean, nobody controlled it, right? So there was no leader. So this incident took place.
Darshan, do you think you have anybody, one person, one leader, one face, or one organization in mind who has the potential to unite Nepal today? Does somebody like that, is there somebody on the top of the minds of the people?
That everyone is counting for Balen Saha, the mayor of Kathmandu, Kathmandu metropolitan city. The former rapper is what Gen Zs and especially people who are now vandalizing these properties could listen to. But I don't know how it's going to be controlled because army. I mean, if you look at the South Asian region in this kind of situations, if you look at the recent example of Bangladesh, then for some time, at least 2-3 days, Nepal army can help in this transition. And also the demand is that the directly elected president for this transition government, maybe Palin could be the one. That's only I can say for now. So
Right, Darshan, thank you so much for joining us. Let's cut across to some more updates coming in from Nepal. This is a protest, of course, that has turned into a massive chaos. Nightmarish scenes have been seen on Nepal's streets. Former Prime Minister's kin has been targeted by the mob. Now, the former Prime Minister also left in a Dyoba, who has been left in a bloody mess. Former PM, Lan's wife, has suffered burn injuries. And what exactly is happening, we don't know. This is a massive uprising of sorts, which is soon, and I use that word carefully now, could be turning into an anarchy in the name of a revolution, in the name of protest. This is a protest which seems leaderless, faceless. Lots of actors have jumped in, but what exactly is happening, what's going to happen next, is anybody's guess really. We still don't have one single voice that has called for calm. We don't have one single voice which has said that they are trying to make peace or trying to bring in peace in the country. As we speak, the Prime Minister, the President, most of the cabinet have resigned. Some of them have faced severe injuries. The kin of some of the ministers have got burnt injuries because their homes were burnt out. And what you see is just the tip of the iceberg, just what we have managed to report so far. All right, so those were all the live updates. Let's sort of zoom out a little bit from the situation and tell you what happened. What happened that led to this revolution, this uprising? It isn't just a sweeping social media ban that led to Nepal's youth taking to the streets. Anger over systemic corruption and privilege for the political Nepo Kids, that hashtag, remember I told you about, was brewing and ultimately culminated into an unrest. Over the past few days, videos with hashtags such as Nepo Kids, Nepo Babies, Politicians Nepo Baby Nepal have flooded social media. Users have raised questions over whether politicians' children succeed because of privilege rather than hard work. One placard that you will see on your screen, also carried by the posters, read that the leaders' children return from abroad with Gucci bags while the people's children return in coffins. This comes against the backdrop of the economic struggle and widespread poverty and unemployment across the country. Youth unemployment is at its peak, 19.2% amongst those aged 15 to 29. This had forced actually many young Nepalis to take risky jobs, including fighting as missionaries in the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Nepalis on social media have now contrasted this extravagant lifestyle of the politicians' children with the daily hardships faced by ordinary people. Those singled out include the families of the Prime Minister Oli, of former Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deoba, and Pushpa Kamal Dahel as well, Prachanda as he is known as. Now, protesters have also accused, you're seeing some of those videos on your screen right now, protesters have also accused the political Nepo Kids of enjoying benefits from corrupt, wealthy families, linking it to the wider anti-corruption anger driving the movement. The Nepo Kid, Nepo Baby campaign has trended on TikTok and Reddit over the weekend and struck a chord with Nepal's youth as well. Let me take a pause now and let you take a glimpse of some of these videos that started the unrest in Nepal.
Daddy, हामी बिहे गर्ने डैडी आयतमा
सुन त त्यो 5% ट्याक्स बढाइदे
ओके थ्याङ्क यू डैडी जम
Hey dad, मेरो plus 2 भयो, I want to go to Harvard.
हार्वर्ड सुन त त्यो एग्रिकल्चरल ट्याक्स बढाइदे
ओके
तर एउटा शर्तमा तेरो त्यो साथी छ नि ब्रेकअप
No problem.
ड्याड म त नेपाल बस्दा बस्दा ल्याङ भइसक्यो ड्याड मलाई भ्याकेसन चाहियो ड्याड
कुन कन्ट्री जाने छोरा भियतनाम बाली थाइल्यान्ड कहाँ सुन त 3 देशको टिकट काट्दे
हस्
इन्जोय छोरा
थ्याङ्क यू ड्याड
ड्याड मसँग एउटा मास्टर बिजनेस प्लान छ तर 100 करोड जति लाग्छ
हामीलाई कति चाहिन्छ रोइला गर्नुपर्छ 20 करोड भन्न
120 करोड मात्रै के बिजनेसम्यान बन्छ यार सुन त योचोटिको बजेट अलिक बढी पार्नु पर्यो 300 करोड जति पार
ओके सर ओके ड्याड
Dad, हामी सबै सोशल मिडियामा भाइरल भइसक्यौँ.
भाइरल
ला अब के गर्ने त सर
भन्नुस् न Dad.
ला लास्ट अप्सन के छ ड्याड अब
सोशल मिडिया ब्यान
So that's how it started. These videos went viral, which led to people getting even angrier. And many say these videos were the reason behind the ban first. That was just the tip of the iceberg, perhaps the nail in the coffin, which really got people out on the streets and really, opened the floodgates for everybody to come out and protest as well. Let's cut across to some more live images. This time we have an eyewitness. Narendra Role is his name. He's joining us from right outside the residence of now the former Prime Minister, Mr. Oli's. This is in Bhaktpur in Nepal. Narendra, take us through where exactly you are and what do you see around you?
Sonali, exactly, I am in front of the KP Sharma Oli house. This is the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, KP Sharma Oli house, Balkot, Bhaktapur. His private house. मेरे बैकग्राउंड में आई एम इन फ्रंट ऑफ केपी शर्मा ओली हाउस which is bordering I mean Balkot, Bhaktapur, which is KP Sharma Oli's own house, his private house. Now his house is burning.
So, Narendra, who are these people that are burning the house of Mr. Oli? Are they from a particular outfit? Are they from a particular background? Any organization? Can you tell us more about who they are?
I think mostly the people they are not voters of any political party. They are students. They are independent people. They are against the government and they are irritated with this government. Especially they are shouting against KP Sharma Oli and they are against corruption and the lavish lifestyle of political leader and their son.
And what do they want, Narendra? If you could translate some of those slogans for us, what do they want? They've got the resignation, the government is practically out, the president is also out. What is it that they want now?
Now the agenda is changed. At first they At first, the protesters have a limited demand, and then later they started their demand, the resignation of this prime minister, and now they want to make independent another government, a new system. They want to abolish uh, corruption from Nepal.
Another government, but whose government? Do they have any idea about who they want to see in power? There were some protesters and the hashtags had some pro-monarchy voices also there. Is that what is that they're demanding?
No. The whole few people are in favor of monarchy, and but most of the majority people, youngsters, they don't like monarchy. There is a no monarchy. There is a new government made by independently made government.
All right, Narendra, if you could also just go inside and give us a live visual of what it's looking like. What does the house of the former Prime Minister now, Mr. Oli, look like? And who are these people? What exactly are they doing? What are the slogans like? Could you just move in a little bit to see?
Okay, just wait. This is okay? This is okay? This is okay?
Yeah.
You can see.
Yes,
Just you
Narendra,
can
what
see
are they
that
saying?
people
What are the
are
slogans? Can you translate that?
The house is burning here. You can see. People are shouting the Genji.
Can you translate those chants for us, Narendra? What exactly are they saying?
They are shouting they are against security. All people are against security and corruption. They don't like the necessary. Yesterday in Kathmandu, it's a rough word. Many times rough word. Many times rough word. They are totally against with people. They are shouting why they killed 19 people yesterday in Kathmandu. They want justice. They want justice because 19 people they lost their lives in early young age. The KP empire is in. He's saying KP empire is in. People are saying KP empire is in. So we can see the another house here is burning. We want justice. They are fighting. Students are shouting. They want justice. Why? 19 people were killed in Kathmandu yesterday. Yeah. And he's saying in Nepali. I got it. No prediction. This is a very hard concern. The situation is going worse in Kathmandu. We cannot predict how long it's going.
Nepal is burning. There is a massive unrest there, and there seems to be no end to it. This is a faceless and perhaps a nameless protest and an unrest that has taken over. We don't know where this will go, but stay tuned to India Today. We'll try and get to the bottom of it. Thanks so much.